Hi, Professor. I finally figured out how to make a video work, so we got an iPad so that I could do this, and then we can use it for traveling anyway. Not sure why I haven't done it yet, but I want to apologize in person for the lateness of my assignment this week. I'm having a doozy of a 7-week class here, so I ended up falling asleep again last night without realizing it. I finished the written portion on mine, got that all done, and then next thing I know, I'm being woke up at 1:30 a.m. by our puppies, and my body just said no again. My Crohn's doesn't adjust well to big temperature changes, and I guess it just didn't go well. And today was rough too, but I'm getting there. I'm through it. I really wanted to get this done. I really enjoyed these assignments. So I'll get started and take you through this week. So I am starting a new caseload, a new job actually this year. New caseload. And I reviewed my whole caseload, so this was perfect actually. And there was one kiddo I noticed. He's going to be a fourth grader. And it seemed like he was getting, my opinion only when I read his IEP, a bit much para support than what I thought just from reading that he really needed. So I actually used these same documents, which I loved to use. Actually, I haven't gotten to use them yet. I've always just done my own thing with saying, hey, maybe this doesn't seem right. Can we sit down and talk about it? I love these papers, love them. So we sat down on him. Fourth grader, he does need academic support in math, reading, and writing, so he needs the support in all of those. He is, let me see, I have it written down. He is 1.5 below in math, 2.5 below in reading, and 2 below in writing. So his academics is concerning enough for being a fourth grader. So I really want to pinpoint that. But I'll get to that in a second. So, but he does have on there para support for mostly task completion, because he sounds like he's very social and can be disruptive without knowing it and not meaning to be. And he likes to know what's going on in the room, so starting tasks is sometimes difficult, especially if he doesn't understand them, which, being that far below, I'm imagining is probably happening a lot with his normal assignments, that he's not at grade level for. So it seems like that is what he needs help with, but that can be, independence can be shown to him pretty easily, and he probably could have not needed the pair support anymore, but I'll get to that too and what I expect for the annual. So we went through, so I have all of our checklists done. I have them done here, and I'll also submit them to you online. You'll notice the bottom, I actually only needed that little space for the plan that I have for him. So when I sat down, the team I sat down with was me, my principal, the para, and the gen ed teacher. And no safety concerns. He doesn't really require a lot of prompts during instruction. He does enjoy learning. After instruction is where he sometimes has to be reminded to keep working or start working or finish completion. No assistance with functional skills. Student performance consistent with his aptitude, I put no, because I think he just holds himself back because he thinks he doesn't know some of this stuff. So his ability to learn is actually higher than the performance is showing. He does like to interact with his peers, sometimes a little bit too much. He has no problems with peer tutoring and support. He likes the support. He does get specialized instruction and individualized group instruction for his academics. Interventions, he is a new student, so I want to put in, based on his current performance. So I want to do pairing, regrouping for him, some co op learning for him since he does like to be social with peers. I want to help teach him how to do that appropriately so that he can still learn effectively. He administrator has observed him, but just because she goes around in the classrooms, he's not a behavior concern. She's just knows all of her kids. Job sharing, I took that meaning, would that be the part-time job sharing and so forth? I put no because that's not. I mean, we're all going to collaborate, but we're not each like taking different terms of the times of the day with him or anybody's part-time. We're more of collaborating. So, what he can and cannot do, basically, he just needs more assistance with his academics, which sometimes that holds him back with starting tasks and completing them, because he's seems like from what I hear is like afraid to start them or doesn't know, so then he doesn't want to tackle them, and he'd rather socialize. So I think he needs minimal support to start tasks. We can modify his assignments for him once it's time to get to the lessons that he learns in Gen Ed. He'll be getting specific pullout or small group with me as well throughout his day, so we can pinpoint where he's at right now and close gaps. So we're going to modify in classroom for him so that he feels more comfortable. And then he really only is going to need para support to help get him started, if need be. And then to maybe prompt once or twice to just, remember to stay on task, buddy, let's get it done. But that's all I'm seeing it for. He doesn't need help for specials. He's very independent. Other he can do. No functional skills are needed. He's a really fun kiddo from what I hear. He's great with conversation. He understands, comprehends. So they had him basically in for specials too, for making sure he's on task and so forth. And like, the para is being overused, in my opinion. So I put on here, and the team agreed then that it will be actually minimal because we want to promote independence with him, which is really, that's the way we're going to get him to feel comfortable with starting his tasks and completing his tasks. So right now I only have that he'll need 30 minutes daily, and that's just for check-ins to make sure he's started and completing. And that's like for the whole day, 30 minutes daily. So we'll make sure we get the para in there for his academics that he struggles with. And that's it though. We're going to promote his independence, and my goal is to have all the 30 minutes done by his annual, to have him independent within that year, which I think is very doable, especially since I will be seeing him for his academics as well. I do want to give him some social skills training just because he is so social, just so so he'll know what's appropriate and what's not, and what disrupting means, and see it live. And I want to do some peer role playing with him, and then some observing when he's out at recess or out at specials, and just do some in-person modeling for him. But that's really it. He really just has executive functioning needs from what I see. So I will be limiting the para support, and the team did agree. My admin actually loved the idea. So he's probably going to be one of our easier ones. So yeah, that's what I came up with the inventory that we did. So again, I apologize. Completely understand if I have points off. I normally do email you, but I knew I was going to be doing this video, and I thought, why don't I tell you in person? I'm having a doozy of a class with you. But I'm hanging in there. I'm so close to being done. I'm hanging in there. Anyway, yeah. Great meeting you, and I will get this off to you very soon. Bye.